Welcome to Oasis Enterprise Yoga. Today we're going to focus on foundation and strength so that we can have better balance. So we'll get started with a warm-up and then move into our strength exercises. We'll begin by moving into chair pose, pressing the feet evenly into the ground, having the knees stacked over the ankles, stacking the shoulders over the hips, rolling the shoulders back, lifting through the spine and pelvis so we have a nice strong core, pressing the hands into the legs, and beginning to breathe. So breathe in, deep, full, three-dimensional breath through the nose. Breathe all the air out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, drawing the air in, expanding the stomach. And exhale, pushing all the air out. On the next inhale, we'll start our warm-up by lifting our heels. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift the toes. And exhale, down. Inhale, heels. And exhale, down. Inhale, toes, and exhale, down. On the next inhale, we'll lift our heels and we'll leave them up, and exhale, keeping the heels up. Inhale, bring the knees to the right, and exhale, center. Inhale, left, and exhale, center. Inhale, right, and exhale, center. Inhale, left, and exhale, back to center. Inhale, and exhale, drop the heels down. Moving to the knees, so you can just lift the heel or you can lift the whole leg, and we're going to be massaging the knee, keeping the left leg nice and strong. Elbows out, right knee up, and we're massaging around the knee joint and underneath the knee. Remembering to breathe, keeping the spine long. And bring the knee down. You might stretch the leg out in front of you, hinging at the hips, and rub either side of that right knee, warming up the knee joint, bringing blood into the area. And bring the knee back in. You might pinch around it. And move to the other side. So again, you might be just pulsing the heel up and down as you massage the kneecap, or you might lift, elbows out, pumping the knee up and down as you massage underneath and down the sides of the kneecap. Remembering to breathe. Keeping your nice, tall mountain pose with the rest of the body. Shoulders back, spine is long. Bringing the knee back down. You might slide the left foot out slightly We're going to rub around the kneecap, warming up the joint. You might pinch around it. You can bring it back into the mountain. Now for this next exercise, we're going to bring the hands to the hip crease. So where the leg meets the torso, we're just going to wrap the fingers around the hips. Thumbs might just stay in front or they might wrap around your sides. And we're going to lean forward, hinging at the hips, not bending through the stomach or rib cage. Go to the right, lean backwards, and remember this motion, we're going to use it later today, and to the left. Inhale, front, side, exhale, back, left. Inhale, front, right, exhale, back, left. One more time, inhale, front, right, exhale, back, left. Inhale, front, and come up, and exhale all the air out. Inhale, we're going to move front to the left, exhale, back, right. Inhale, front, left, exhale, back, right. Two more times, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale down, come back to center, exhale all the air out. Inhale, remove the hands, and exhale, drop them by your sides. So moving into shoulders, we'll begin by rolling the shoulders forward, while remembering those deep inhales and exhales. And backwards. And moving to the elbows. So we're going to bring the palms up, and we might have our arms down here. This is based off of your personal level of flexibility and your mobility in your shoulders. You might be halfway up, or you might be up here. But we're just bringing the fingers in and out, into the shoulder and back out to a straight arm. In and out. And again, go this way, again, go this far right now. That's okay. Do what your body allows you to while stretching yourself and strengthening. On the next out, we're going to bring the arms around to the front and bring the fingers into the shoulders and back out. In and out. Make sure that you're breathing through the exercise. You're keeping the elbows up wherever your up is. And bring the arms back out. Drop the palms down and bring them back to your lap. Inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, we're just going to bring the hands up and we're just going to twirl the wrists. So it doesn't matter what direction you're going, just choose a direction, either out or in, and then switch directions, just warming up the wrists. We don't use the wrists as much when we're on the chairs, when we're on the ground, but they're still important. Still important to keep them flexible and limber. Great, so bring the hands back down. You might just use the neck or you might use your hands to steady the neck here. And we're going to bring the neck down slightly and up. Down and up. One more time. Down and up. Come back to center and we're going to do right to left. So right and up. Left and up. Right and up. Left and up. One more time. Right and up. And left and up. Now we're going to circle starting to the right. So down, right, back, left, and continue to circle in that direction. Remembering to breathe. We're going to go to the opposite direction, so starting to the left, down, left, back, up. Just warming up the neck, using the hands to help steady it. Great, coming back to center. Bring the hands down, find that strong mountain pose. We're going to begin with our legs, so make sure the legs are engaged. You can see the difference how I kind of pull back when I engage my muscles and go forward when my muscles are not engaged. So we're engaging the muscles through the legs, and we'll begin with the right leg. We're just going to slide that leg forward and start to lift off the ground. So you might just have your heel hovering. You might be here. The heel might be on the ground and that's okay. But you might start to lift your heel up, maybe a little bit higher. You might be all the way up here. So find your level of flexibility and we're going to breathe through this hold. So we're trying to strengthen the muscles in the upper leg, the lower leg, working on balance and that strength, because that's what's going to help us as we start to do more balanced poses. So holding the leg here, you can keep your hands down or you can start to bring the left hand forward. So wherever you are, begin to breathe. We're going to do 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly bring the leg down, bring the arm down, and lengthen if your pose has changed at all. Now we'll move to the left leg. So you'll start by bringing the leg out. You might just have your heel touching. You might be hovering an inch off the ground. We're trying to engage the muscles through the leg. This leg is also engaged. So find your level of flexibility and strength. You might leave the arms down, or you might start to straighten the right arm forward. The palm is in. And we'll breathe for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the leg, release the arm, press back into mountain, and breathe for just a minute. Deep, full breaths. One more breath. Now for the next exercise, you'll have to find the place where you feel the most comfortable in the chair. We're going to bring both legs forward. So start with the heels on the ground. You might move back just a little bit, but don't move back too far because then your legs aren't going to be working at all. You can grab on the sides of the chairs, and we'll start by just lifting the heels slightly off the ground. So if you are unable to lift the heels off the ground, if that's not in your practice yet, you can just leave them there. It might be hard depending on where you're at in the chair. You're going to have to hinge back a little bit at the hips to balance out your weight. So experiment with this for just a minute. Find the spot on the chair that gives you the most stability. See here, I'm not using my legs as much yet, but I'm better balanced so I can lift my feet a little bit higher. So just find the spot on the chair where you can slightly lift your feet off the ground. You can hang on to the sides of your chair to help you doing the work. And then lift to your height, wherever your strength and flexibility takes you. You might sit back a little bit in the chair, but we're trying to hold out our legs in front of us. So holding both legs, engaging, lifting, still lifting through the core and spine. We're leaning slightly backwards so that we can balance out the weight. And we'll breathe here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the legs, release the arms, return to mountain pose, and take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And we'll move into a twist. So this will be similar to some of the twists I've done in my other videos with a slight variation. So we're going to move the right hand back, left hand comes forward on the right leg, and you might just turn slightly. So that's level 1. Level 2, you might bring your hands to heart center and turn a little bit further. Level 3, we're going to come and hook our left elbow down to our right leg. So our hands might not align with our torso here, but once we have that hook, we're going to press our top hand into our bottom hand and begin to turn the torso. And you can look straight ahead or you can look up towards the ceiling. But we're going to press and hold here. So whichever level of flexibility you have with the twist, begin to breathe through that hold. And we'll do this for 5 breaths. If you find that you can't breathe here, you can always back off to another level of flexibility. One more inhale, and exhale. Release the arms, and bring them back to your lap. On the other side, so level 1, bringing the left hand back, right hand forward, looking slightly to the side. Level 2, heart centered, twisting a little bit further. Level 3, we're hooking the right arm over the left knee, pressing into the top hand, and bringing the gaze either straight or starting to look slightly up. And breathe in the twist for 1, 2, if you can't breathe, back off, 3, 4, and 5. Untwist and bring the arms down. Now moving back to the legs, this will be another pose that requires some balance. So this is the boat pose. So So we're doing a similar thing, but we're lifting the heels this time and keeping the toes down. So for boat pose, you might start to lift the heels, both feet are forward. We're going to hinge at the hips backwards, so we're balancing out our weight. And start to walk the feet in a little bit. So the toes are touching the ground. This is kind of helping to strengthen our arch as well because we're pointing the toes. So you can play with that depending on how much you've used your arch in the last little bit. So this is level 1. We're sitting here, our toes are touching the ground, knees are up, slightly back. Level 2, you might grab the sides of your chair, and again you'll have to adjust here, so you might adjust forward so that you can lean further back. And this is going to depend on the strength that you have in your core and also the strength you have in your legs. So you can play with pulling up, so you'll slide the feet back and try to lift where the knees are. You'll have to bend back. So lifting the legs up and coming back on the hips. So this could be level 2. Level 3, if you're comfortable, you can start to draw the legs up and out and bring the arms up. So here I feel a little off balance, so I'll move forward even more so that I can even out my balance. Now for each of this, it's going to be personal where our level is. So you need to really find that level and do what's comfortable. I know a lot of us are going to be most comfortable in level 1. This is a really advanced pose, so it's just a matter of working into it. So I'm just going to stay in level 2 for today. Wherever you are, find your level, and I want you to try to breathe here, keeping a nice long spine, leaning back, pulling in the legs. And breathe. If you're struggling to breathe, you can always go to a different level. We're almost there. And one more breath. And bring the feet down. Lean back into a regular mountain pose and bring the hands down. I'm going to give you a couple breaths and then we're going to do that one more time to help build the strength. So begin to prep by bringing the toes to the ground, heels are up. Move to the spot on your chair that you need to. You might step the toes in. Begin to lean back. You might use the chair. Find your level, find your balance, and hold for 1. Deep breaths. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Bring the legs down, bring the arms down, and return to mountain pose. Wonderful. We're going to do one more leg exercise and then we'll move into some arm exercises. So you can stay where you're at. I'm going to turn my chair sideways so that you can see the alignment of the pose. So we're going to do chair pose in the chair. So I want you to get a feel for where you're at. For this pose, it might be more mental than physical at first. So we're going to press the feet into the ground and we're going to begin to sit forward. So we're hinging at the hips, starting to lean forward. Our hands might press into our legs. Now from here, we're pressing down with our feet. Everything else is pulling up. So our legs are lifting, our back is lifting, our pelvis is lifting, and we're acting as if we're going to stand up. but we're pressing into it so that everything's engaged. We might not actually stand up here. This is level 1. Level 2, you might bring your feet in a little bit further for balance, and we're going to lift ourselves slightly off the chair. Hands come to heart center. So level 2, we're actually lifting off the chair, looking forward and holding. Level 3, we're going to stay in the same pose and start to stretch our arms up and out. So arms are by the ears. We're actually lifting off the chair and we're holding chair pose. So find your personal level of flexibility. The hands can mix and match, whatever works best for you. You can also start in one level, and if for whatever reason that's not working, you can back off into another level. So find what works for you. Take a deep breath and engage in the pose. We're going to breathe for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the arms, release the legs. Find your chair pose and take a moment to breathe. Deep, full breaths. One more. Exhale all the air out. And we're going to move back into chair pose. So find the pose, whichever level you want. Make sure that everything is lifting up, the feet are pressing down. If you don't have the balance, you might need to move the feet a little bit chair. So we have a leaning forward balance with our torso and a pressing down balance with our feet. And breathe for 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the arms, release the legs. I'll come back around to the front. You might stretch out the legs here. You might massage them a little bit. Did a lot of work. Come back into chair pose. Nice and tall and strong. The legs have been doing a lot of work, but I want you to engage here one more time as we finish off this workout. And we're going to move into the arms. So be aware of your arms. Now you can be here, you can be here, or you can be here. Wherever you are, I want your arms to be at the same level. So if one arm can only come here, keep the other arm here, since we're going to be doing the same thing with both arms. So find your arms, and we're going to begin to pulse down. So just pulsing up and down, palms face the floor. We don't get as much workout with the arms as we do with the legs in chair yoga. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the arms and shoulders so that we can strengthen those as well. That's important. And pulse the arms up, palms towards the ceiling. We're working slightly different muscles. We're still pressing down through the feet, feeling the legs engaged. And pulsing the arms. Now turn the palms down again, and we're going to go down and up. So down to the sides of the chair, back up to your level, wherever your level is. Keeping the arms nice and long. We don't want to start to drop the elbows in. If it's in your practice, if it's in your ability, at this point we want to keep the arms long. If your arms bend naturally, just do your best. Your best is good enough. And bring the palms so that they face each other. We're going to go in and out. In and out. And again, if you don't get all the way in, that's okay. Just do your best. Go to your level of flexibility, your level of strength. Whatever you're doing is making you stronger, wherever you're at, as long as you're trying. And we'll flip the palms towards the ceiling. We're going up and down. And again, you might be down here, so you might just be doing a larger pulse. So find your level, find your flexibility. The important thing is that we're doing the motion. If we're not able to all do it in the same way, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different forms for this next one. So if your arms are down here, you're just trying to lift them and come back down, staying to the sides of your body. If your elbows are up here, we're going to go across the head and back down, switching the hand that's in front each time. And we're still breathing through all these exercises. If you're up here, you're trying not to drop the shoulders. If your shoulders are near the elbows. If your elbows are where your waist is, then you're trying not to have them come forward. You're trying to have them stay even next to your body. We'll do one more, and then we'll hold the arms out. And I just want you to hold them here for a moment. I know that you're starting to feel this in the shoulders, through the arms. We've got two more exercises and then your arms get a break. So we're going to start to make circles forward with our hands. Moving forward, I know it burns. You're getting stronger. Couple more forward. And then going backwards. Just rolling the arms back, little circles going backwards. Getting stronger. Growing your muscles. And bring the arms down. So you can stretch them across the body. You can stretch them up. If you can't stretch them up, you might just stretch them like this. You might just shake them out. Do what feels good for your body, what stretches out your arms. Then come back to a nice, strong mountain pose. So from here, we're going to take a few moments to breathe, remembering that three-dimensional breath. You might close your eyes if that's what's comfortable for you here, or you can leave them open. Deep, full belly breaths, and exhale all the air out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to give you a moment to rest now. So you can move back on your chair a little bit. You can let your back and spine fall into the back of the chair. You might spread your feet out. You might drop your hands by your sides or into your lap, whatever's most comfortable for you. You might close your eyes or leave them open. Whatever feels comfortable and relaxed, I want you to begin to allow your muscles and your joints and your whole body to relax and melt into the ground and into the chair. Be aware of your toes, your feet, your legs, your core, your shoulders, your arms, and spine. The area that you might be holding tension in your body, begin to release and to relax those areas. Allow your breathing to return to normal. Thank your body for the practice it has allowed you to complete. And take a moment in the stillness to rest and find recuperation from your practice. When you're ready, begin to move back into chair pose. Bring the hands to heart center and hinge forward at the hips. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice.